Hi guys, so today I have something really fun to share with you from Diamond Press, a new item they brought to HSN. This happens to be an auto ship. Since I am filming this a little bit early, I don't know what the auto ships look like, but I bet you they're going to be awesome. So let's open this up, and hopefully you saw this sneak peek with Beth. I don't know why I'm releasing this video, so you might have seen it already in action. But it's the pop-up die kit called Bouquet. The first one's the Bouquet one, and then after that there'll be different ones, of course. And they did send these items free of charge from our review, and of course all opinions are my own, and any links down in the description box will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So the auto ship option is already available there on HSN. I know we used to not put auto ship options until it was closer to the craft day or something like that, but it is there. So these are the dies, and of course it's called Bouquet, so hopefully you can kind of see it's like a bouquet of flowers that's going to pop up from the inside of your card. We have the elongated cutting folder, really cool. And again, if you don't have a marquee, you can run your dies through any die cutting machine that cuts thin metal dies, as well as any thin metal dies that will fit, you know, in these dimensions here will go through the marquee. So they're interchangeable that way. Oh, we have all our stamps. So you see lots of dies there. Oh, how cute. I love that. Just to have that stamp for like the side of a card or something, a little background. Let me get this over here so it's not glaring. Beautiful little bouquet, little accent pieces, these little guys. And I want to say, yes, so they stamp in one piece, makes it very easy that you do that, and then you use your die, boom, you know, cut it out and pop it into your card. Get well soon. Oh, it's a little florals, little sprays, little leaves. And then this guy. So you're going to use these in conjunction with each other. Now if you can tell how this one's split, this one's going to go in there. So this one has the other side of it. Thinking of you. Thank you so very much. Really nice size. We have that floral spray again. Beautiful birthday wishes. Some little extra bits there. Very simple. Let's look at this. So as far as the steps, the first is cut and color. So it says A2 or larger card base, die not included. You're just going to cut a card base or have one ready to go like we have sometimes. Embellishment flowers, you need the pop-up flower box. You only need to cut that once. That's really cool. So it makes its little square base. And then the flowers, you need 2 and 2. So we will talk about that, how to get that going in a minute. Very easy. You're just going to stamp and cut twice, right? For each one, you're going to layer them together like this, as you can see here. So you're going to color it, do all that good stuff, and then glue the two together, the two that go together, right? And it has optional pop-up flowers, it says. And then, oh yes, okay, so that's what that string is for your little box. Oh, that is adorable. Love to use that on cards. And then we have the optional pop-up flowers. So we'll talk about that. They, again, cut. You stamp and cut them at the same time, but you're going to fold these in a different way than the other guys. And then you can add those in if you're going to use them. Like I said, they're optional. Fold it up, glue, and then of course we'll go through these steps here. I just want to show you kind of like the initial, what it is that you need to do as far as cutting the two pieces and then gluing them back to back, and then get it going. So I'm going to grab some papers, clearly some white probably marker paper, because I want to use alcoholic markers to color in our images, and then we'll go from there. Okay guys, so first what I'm going to do is go ahead and stamp the flowers. Again, we need 2 of each. So I just have some white stamping card here. This is one that's a little bit thicker. Just figured it would work real well with this. And I'll color my images with alcohol ink markers. So for now, I'm just going to line this up here in case I have to stamp it again. And of course you can just freehand stamp this, it's just stamping images. But we do need 2 of each, so like I'll stamp this one and then move my paper and stamp it again or however. But I do also need to leave myself enough room for whatever the dies need to do. So like this guy, you know, if I look at this, the die has some edge here. So this is okay actually where I have it now. So we'll do that. And these are just outline dies, so I'm not too super concerned about air bubbles that might be behind the stamp. And I'm going to do the same with both of them. So I'm going to stamp this one twice, and I'm going to stamp this one twice. Okay. I don't know that I'm going to do the extra flowers today because I want to focus on the basic construction, but the other ones you would just, excuse me, you would just pop them in. We'll talk about that when we get there. How did I get this on there? That's so cute. They want to be stamped. That's funny. All right. That one just jumped up there. I'm going to stamp. And I missed this middle section here, so maybe I do need to worry about bubbles, huh? Yep, this little bottom piece here. Oopsie, sorry guys. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, again, stamp each one of these guys twice. So after I do this top one, got that one, I'm going to reposition my paper so I can stamp it again. Just making sure I still have room for the die and what the die needs to do. Let's see where this would stamp. Nope, I'm going to move it down. Just so I know I have enough room for everything. And then I'll stamp the other image twice also on the same paper in a different spot, you know. Like right about there, if I have that there. I think we're good. Okay, so I'll stamp this here. And when I come back, I'll have these two stamped and these stamped twice also. Okay, and as I position these, I just kind of, use the die to kind of see where it is that I should stamp. And you can also use just separate little pieces of paper, of course, because you're going to cut them out anyway. Pretty good. I'm just going to get this little in there. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry because I am going to use alcohol ink markers. So I'm just going to color these in with alcohol ink markers, all the little flowers. If the, I have plenty of room here if I was going to do the extra pop-ups, you can put that. But I'm going to let that dry for a second. And let me see if I can stamp this guy in right now. The little tie. And then I also want to see what the die looks like for that one, just so I can stamp this in the right spot. Just about. We're only going to need one of these. And if it's like here, okay, that's good. And then our little guy should be positioned like in here somewhere. I just want to make sure that I have enough room to cut this die. So, pick that guy up. And we'll stamp it. I'm just going to use black, but you could also just use actual twine, I think, to go around that if you wanted to. Once you're done setting up your little pop-up. Be very cute. And I'll also let this set up, even though I'm just going to cut it, but for now. There you go. Oh, I got my little tails. Alright. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I think I used almost every color that we have in our mega marker kit here. And what I was showing you in the video there is whenever I do, any alcohol ink coloring, I start with the lightest color. I do the whole surface, maybe leave a little bit of white edge just so that it's lighter later. If you look at the edges, just a little bit lighter than the rest of it. Then I go into the dark in the areas that would be kind of like shadow, and then I add a little bit of a medium color around that dark area, and then I blend it all back out with the lightest color again. So hopefully you can kind of see that. I know it's hard because obviously I fast forward a little bit and then I'm not showing like the top of the pens, but that's the method I use. Some people like to go dark, medium, light. I go light, dark, medium, light again. Okay, So now I'm just going to cut these guys out. So again, just going to line them up. And I'm going to leave the background white, but I've shown you guys, like, if you want to take like a very light blue pen or whatever color, you can go around everything basically and have like a background that's a different color. But I'm just going to check this out like this. I'll trim them down, my different areas here, so I can run them through the marquee. And I'm just eyeballing kind of the top of the flower to the base. I think that looks good. I think this is going to come together really quickly as far as the pop-up part of it. Let's see here. So again, I'll trim this down real close just in case I need that little area there. I'm going to run this through, and same with these guys. Just match up as well as I can. That looks really good right there, actually. And this is completely symmetrical, so when you put the other one behind it, it's going to line up perfectly. So it looks great on both sides. But let's go ahead and take that down real well. And I'll also trim this down and run it through. And I'll show you real quick what I mean by run it through, because I think in one video I may not have shown any of the die cutting, and somebody was wondering what these plastic folders are for. So with the marquee, that's your cutting folder, and as you can see, this one's been cut into many times, and I just place it in here, hold on to it for a second, and then just roll through. Try and do it very gently. I usually go a little faster, but I don't want to shake the camera. Oh, look at that. Score lines cut perfectly. Everything's ready to go. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, guys. So cool. I love that. Just line up really easily. We have our pieces here. Okay. I'll cut out the little box piece when it's time for that, the base piece. So for now, yeah, so we did that. Fold front side to front side along scored lines of both interlocking flowers A pieces. So let's separate these out by A and B. A is the one with the little pointy on top, and like I said, they basically just match up, and that's why it looks nice on both sides instead of having like your ink showing through on the other side, which is not great. So I'll keep this right here in front of me, and then these are our B pieces. So again, same thing, but on A pieces, we're going to fold these forward, just like it shows in the image there, on both of them. And then we're going to glue them together. Here it is. Thought my glue was hiding behind my coffee there. And they show quite a bit of glue, so you just want to make sure this holds together really well. So I'm going to put this right up onto the edge. And when I say right up on the edge, I don't mean like right on the very edge, because, you know, it squeezes out and you don't want to squeeze out too much. So I'm getting real close so that when it squeezes the two together, it will just kind of spread into that area. Boom, this guy. And if you give it a little bit of a zhuzh, like a little, kind of what I did, it will move the glue together. Now, Nuo Deluxe Adhesive holds on real fast, so that's what you're using. You gotta work pretty quickly. You got those lined up pretty good. Wow, yeah, I held on really fast. It's because the paper I use is also not slick, it's very porous, so the glue just wants to hold on. Okay, so we have that one, and then we're gonna do the same thing with our B set. And just fold them forward. And glue those together. Now, the little panels, obviously the little tabs we did not glue, just these areas here. Right in there. Doop, doop, doop. Right up here. In there. A little extra on this side. Right to the edge. There we go. Alright. I'm going to pay a little more attention this time because that stuck really quickly on that last one. So let's put these together here and here before I give them any kind of squeeze. There we go. I'm doing this side, and now I'll do this side. Looking good. Okay, I'm gonna let these dry just a little bit before we move on to step 3. So sturdy, looks so cute. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm gonna let these dry for a minute because step 3 is basically to cut our box base, and then which we would have cut at the beginning. So here it's talking about just assembling it, and I just realized when I came over here, this faces down. This is the part that needs to go up, so my little bow is facing the wrong way. So what I'll do is just stamp it again, and let me grab that really quick. So knowing it's going to be like this, our bow, the little twine, the little tie needs to go over here, right? So let me get that going, and I'll just stamp it real quick, just like I did before, and I'll be right back. Just this time I'll put it this way. And again, making sure I have plenty of room for this die to cut and have it there. That looks good. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay. And, you know, I could have edited that out, that whole part, but you know what? That's how we live and learn. And I know you guys like to see when we have little oopsies, we'll just fix them. And I'm eyeballing this because it's showing you that that bow should be on that center, because I don't really know how this is going to be oriented when we actually go to place it. So I'm just doing whatever it shows in the picture. And sorry I didn't get that oriented on my page quite right the first time, and hopefully it doesn't show through too much. Actually, even if you see that on the inside, it's not going to look bad. And let me get an elongated folder. Again, it comes in the kit, but I like to use older ones just to show you that you can keep using them really for just hundreds and hundreds of cuts. Do I still have my original one? I have it somewhere here. Okay. So cute. Oh, I was like, I wonder if we're stamping the dashes look stamped, just because that is so cool. Okay. So carefully, what we're going to do is fold backside along all scored lines, of course, because we're going to make a box. This is the outside of the box that's going to be showing through. So we're just going to fold all these pieces, of course, making a little box like that. Oh, like I said, the little lines are there, but that looks pretty cute. Okay, and then these guys also going to fold in clearly. Okay, so that's step 3. It just says to fold, and then if you're going to stamp, do your stamping. So optional, again, are the extra little pop-up pieces. These extra pieces, basically they just, you're going to stamp them and then cut them, and as you saw in the stamps, it's the same, just like this, but it's one piece that you're going to fold in half back on itself. And then you're going to have these cute little pieces that are beautiful on both sides, which is really nice. Just a nice detail, right, added on that. Now, if you have those, what you're going to do in step 5, sorry, is go ahead and just glue them into these areas. Just right in here. Glue, 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 obviously facing out. So, well, either way, they look pretty, but you have them facing out. And then now we're going to go into step 6. Let me see if I want to read through and make sure we weren't gluing it yet, but we weren't. It's just this. So we're going to put this to the side because we're not using it right now. Again, this is the optional steps, and I'm not using those. So we're going to step 6, and it's just to slide these guys in together. And as you can see, this one's completely open, and this one has a little notch. So basically, you're going to put this one into the other one. Oh my gosh. And they fit so nice and snug. Oh, so cute. So you can see it's kind of like a little square with the little dashes. So that's kind of what they're showing you here. It says slide in a locking flower piece together, fold open bottom tabs to create a box shape as shown. And then we're going to lay it flat, apply adhesive to tabs facing up as shown. So let me, it kind of looks like a little box. I don't want to confuse people, so I want to show you just the way it looks in the picture. So in the picture you see the middle one is like here. It's like facing this way, and then we have these guys. And then we have these tabs. So keep the tabs flat like this, okay? So these guys are still kind of coming in onto each other, and then these guys are facing out from that middle section, okay? Hopefully you can kind of see what's going on here. I want to hold it for a while so you can see that when you're at home. And if you look at the picture, you can see that this flap, right? These two are coming in, and this one's coming out from the side. And what we're going to do is put glue on these. Now, I'm using white glue. If you want to use like an instant kind of dry glue, a glue runner, go for it. I just feel like this also holds up better over time, so I pretty much always use white glues But I'm putting the glue right on the tabs, right up to the very edges. Now let's go on to step 7. And very interesting, so what they're showing you here on step 7 is if you have a card that's going to be larger than A2, you want to line up your little tabs at the very top of your box. And if your card is just standard A2, you want to line up at the bottom. So I'm going to open this up. This is obviously the wrong side. We're facing up. We're going to take these guys and put the glue clearly facing here and right down at this bottom, at least for me, because I am going to make it A2 size. Again, if you're making it larger than A2, then it says to line it up at the top. And I'm lining up basically where this comes up. And not into there, because you don't want to make it so that it's invading this area, right? You want it right on that edge. And left to right. Pretty good. So I'm going to hold this, but I do like that they have the 2 different options for the different size cards. That's really cool. And while I'm holding this, basically I can also put my glue on the other side. So I'll do that now. It says to go ahead. I'm just going to straighten these guys out, make sure everything's good. To apply the glue. Again, this is turned back on itself. It's not going this way. Okay, it's over. Just like we did at the beginning, basically. Do that. And put this here. And then it says to go ahead and just bring over this flap. Oh yeah, because that one's going to touch this guy, right? And I'm keeping it pretty straight. And then it says to go ahead and put glue here, because now you want that to adhere to that. Plus the glue you already laid down. So we're going to pop this over. So pretty much all at once you're closing up your box and doing all that. I'm going to push it over this way so that lines up pretty well. Looks good. Okay, and I'm just going to hold this for a second. You guys, that's pretty much it for that. Yeah, after this we're going to pop it open and put it in our card, and I only have a card ready. Let's grab this. I have a card base here. And of course, you can stamp on the inside of your card base, you can decorate it up, all that good stuff, so I will probably hold off on gluing this in, but I'm going to keep this held down until I think it's set up, and I'll be right back. Okay, while that was drying, I can pop it up right now. Let's check it out. Oh my gosh. So cute. So I gave it a little test run. That's going to be awesome. Okay, I'm going to put this aside for just a second. I did cut some pieces to mat inside my card. You don't have to. I mean, obviously it looks great just like that. But these are 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 either, both sides, right? So 5 3/8 by 4 1/8 on this side and this side too. And I'm just going to stamp some of the images just by hand. I think I'll take some of these, like this little, over here I colored them as flowers, but they can be filler, they could be leaves. I just thought it was cute with the coral color, but however you want to do it. So in this one, oh, look at that, I already have green ink sitting here from the last time I had a project like this, where I want to use the green ink. And, let me think. It's going to open up, it's going to open up like this. Oh, yeah. Okay, we can do whatever we like. I'm just going to go and add some of these little guys. Now there are 2 of these. They're going in opposite ways. So if you wanted to take that one and decorate, use it on the opposite side, that'd be really cute. I'm just going to kind of just add a little something here and there, okay, on both of them, and I'll be right back. Okay, I did take the opposite one just to go in the other corners. And there it is. And if you wanted this to look like one continuous piece, you didn't have to stamp these middle ones. You can just leave them, but that's what I did. Okay, so I'm just going to glue these in. Just simply. And I'll glue the other one on the other side. And you might be wondering why I didn't just use one piece of paper and fold it. You already know, if you watch my channel at all, that I like pop-ups to lay out flat. And if it's just one piece of paper inside the other, it won't lay flat, or you really have to force it, and the paper is just, I don't care for that. So this is how I do it. And I'm going to glue this one on the opposite side of the little opening, and I'll be right back. Okay, I think I said other side of the opening. I mean opening because it looks like an opening, but score mark. Okay, so we have our card. I haven't decorated the front, so this is the same either way. And so that's it. So on step 10 is just to apply adhesive, and it says fold pop-up flower box in opposite direction so it lays flat as shown. And so right now we had it like this, right? So now they're saying to do it like this. Okay. So, we had glued everything down and it was facing us this way, and they're saying to fold it the opposite way. So now you see how that looks. Looks just like this. haven't really scored anything. I'm not going to quite yet. And they're saying to go ahead and put your glue on one of these little tabs. I'm putting it again right up to the edge, and it looks just like the image, and we're going to flip it this way so that we can put this right across here. Oh my gosh. So cute. And I'm just eyeballing here, but of course, you know, our score line is going to help us know where that should go. And also for it not to stick out too much over here. Right on that edge. Just making sure that's going to close nice. Okay. So I think in this position is pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and put the glue on this other edge. Other little flap, which is basically number 11. Step 11. Close that up. And I'm going to give it a moment to rest. And what I do is I'll hold it, and then I kind of make sure that it's not gluing shut, because in case any glue seeped out. And so that's what I do until it's ready. So next step, guys, we'll open it up and see how cute this is. I'll be right back. Okay, I think we're ready. You guys. Opens flat. You know, that's my favorite thing. Our little bow there. Make sure I didn't have any glue extra. You guys, how cute. And that's the basic one, and they show you here without the little extra fillers, or if you want to put the extra fillers, they're just going to be like in here peeking out, and they just lay flat because they're attached to the little box. Oh my goodness, how cute. Now I said this is an auto ship. Again, I don't have auto ship images, but I think they're going to be awesome if it's like Diamond Press always does, so really looking forward to that. Aww, and look how well that works. I mean, it just works. Love it. Okay, so I do need to decorate the front. I think I went and looked for like a die that would cover the whole front. I'm going to use this floral background set that came out a while back. I'm going to die cut this one. Maybe in the same green, I don't know. Or some other color. But I'm just going to die cut that out, have a nice background, and then I can stamp one of the words, sentiments from in here, and cut it out. And I wanted to add more flowers. We have the dies that cut out the individual little flowers if I wanted to have some of those, you know, to decorate with, so on the front. So that's what I would do for that. It's focusing on the tutorial of the pop-up itself on this one. So thanks for watching, guys. Thank you so much, Diamond Press, for sending these items for review. Super cute. Works really well. Comes together pretty quickly, and yeah, just adorable. All right, guys, I'll have the links in the description box for you for everything that's already available. And of course, keep an eye out for the today's special on November 9th from Diamond Press. And depending on when you're watching this, they're having a preview video with Beth, a live preview on the 4th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, EST. So I'll have that information in the description box, though, just so you have that. And I'll see you guys the next one. Bye now.